Hello everyone and welcome to the Escape Pod. I'm Sal.
I'm Nathan.
And this is the Escape Pod now with video.
Yeah.
With video capabilities.
Very, very advanced.
What we've wanted all along.
Yeah.
And are now finally doing.
Yeah. Well, I think originally I personally wanted animation, but then I saw the toll it took on you. So then
it was
like,
a lot.
Video's great.
So we are here to talk about The Witcher.
The Last Wish.
The Last Witcher.
The Last Witcher. The first Witcher.
And so the story of how we get here is a small thing I want to start off with, a small anecdote. I started reading these books, A, out of curiosity to play the video games,
right,
because I've heard only great things about them, and B, to also play it on Joss and Possum, my gaming show, then with Mike when he was on the show, and with the idea of I would be the lore guy, and he would be the noob. But now that he's moved on to bigger and better things, I am just going to be the lore guy and do it by myself. But first I got to read all the books. Now you might be wondering, why are the books like this?
Because go fuck yourself.
Because this is an order of release. Did you know that? What I've done here? No, I haven't, because this is order. This is reading order. Except for this. This goes over here. But the books came out in a different way. The books came out with the second book coming out after this little one. Hence why now my collection looks like a fucking turd.
And why would they fix that?
And why would you fix that?
Because we released the one, and no one likes their bookshelves to look good.
Yeah.
So, at least in Poland.
Stupid. But the Witcher series is not a novel series, not at first.
No.
These first two books, The Last Wish and Sword of Destiny, are short story collections. Especially the first one was like him releasing it out in like magazines in Poland, and it just kind of getting popularity naturally. And then by book two, it's still short stories, but you see him sort of like start to go off into a bit of like a I know what the plot is. And then by three, it's the Witcher saga as we know it. So today we're reviewing the first book. We are going to not talk about the show.
No.
And the reason for that is that we will talk about the show in its own video. It deserves its own special little place in our hearts and minds. And because if we talked about the show right now during this book review, it would divulge and be triple the length.
Yeah. I'd certainly say so.
So we are reviewing the books based on the merit of people who are just reading books.
Yes. We're
not judging it based on preconceptions from the games or the show. Just as friends reading a book series together.
Because I feel like this will be a more prominent point in the show video, but you had read you were on like the fourth book when the show came out, and then
I was on the third book when the show came out.
Okay.
Because I took a hiatus.
Okay.
And I will warn everybody off the bat. These books are not the best sometimes. And there's a bit in the third book, and we'll get to it when we get that video, where I stopped reading for about 2 or 3 years. Because it really took me out of the whole experience. And when I came back, I redid everything. So when the show came out, it rekindled my fire. And I restarted the book series. I'm reading it on Audible. He's reading it, the actual text.
Yeah.
So we have it's going to be a bit of a different experience, because I've listened to Peter Kenny's narration on Audible, and you just read it.
You've just
been reading it. So, without much further ado, we're going to talk about the very first book in the Witcher series. Please don't fall over. Please don't. Thank you. We have the games here to prop them up.
I mean, that's...
Which is what they do. And that's all we'll say. The Last Wish by Andrzej Sapkowski.
The Last Wish, Enter the Witcher.
Right. So on the side it says, Introducing the Witcher. Very sexy. Very cool.
Yeah.
And this is what we're starting off with. And it is a collection of short stories. It's not an actual, like, through-line plot like you might believe.
Yeah.
It is it's kind of why I think that The Witcher works in the game, even though I haven't played them yet, is that it's this idea of like he just kind of goes off and does little side things.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
honestly the structure, which I've bitched about at you, reminds me of it kind of reminds me of the VHS movies.
Oh my god,
where
yeah.
There's the main plot that is introducing all of the stories, but if it was by itself, it would be very threadbare and uninteresting.
It's the framing device.
So
this first Witcher book has a framing device, but it kind of... So the book opens up, much like another great book, Berserk, with Geralt just like fucking somebody, and... Oh yeah, we cursed in this video. Geralt's just fucking somebody, and hey, listen, it's YouTube, man.
Like, we'll get demonetized.
Ha! We're monetized to begin with!
Anyway.
So it opens up with him fucking some random person, and you're like, okay, what's happening here?
Yeah.
This is interesting. And and then we get into the first Witcher story called The Witcher.
Das Witcher.
The Witcher. Which is, I kind of find it funny how none of the Witcher books are called The Witcher. But the first story is called The Witcher, and the first game is called The Witcher, but none of the books.
And but it is the Witcher series. It's Witcher? I don't know the book series. Is Witcher in the title of any of them besides introducing The Witcher?
It's in none of the titles. It's Last Wish, Sword of Destiny. Just none of them are called The Witcher.
Boo.
But we get the Witcher book, short story.
Yes.
Which is essentially. Do you want to take it away? I feel like I've been talking a lot. I did the whole introduction.
So for context, at this point I'm like 60 pages into book 3, and I've read the first 2 in the span of about 2 weeks.
This is the reason when Nathan's reading The Witcher is to make up something for me. It's a debt he has to pay.
It's penitence that I originally rejected, and then it was like, I'm not reading anything else. I don't like myself. I'll read this.
Because for reference, Nathan's been listening to me bitch about the Witcher books for like about a couple months to a year. I'm almost done with where am I? I'm like right here.
Honestly, it's kind of like the inverse of our Wheel of Time experience, where I bitched about it a lot, and then you decided
to join on in.
I don't.
Because I'm a good person and I want to share your experiences.
Yeah.
Because I love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah. So The Witcher, the introduction.
Boy, he is stalling while he reads the summary.
I was thrown off because I just saw shortly afterwards he kills 3 racist men in a bar fight. I'm like, the details they decide to highlight is very interesting.
We're going off the wiki, and wait, racist men?
Racist men.
I don't remember that.
I think they were like sassing him for being from Rivia.
Oh, yeah, because there's this whole thing.
Rivia, you're a Rivian, right? And he's like, I mean, sort of, yeah.
Yeah, and they say that Rivians are like thieves, and it's all coming back to me.
Yeah. Is this how Polish people think of Australia? I know it's how everyone thinks of Australia, but I'm wondering if that's.
This also starts the theme of like. I don't know where anything is in relation to anything else. I don't know if Rivia is like across a water, another continent, another like. Well, as it goes along, I'll bitch more and more about it.
Again, I'm sure that in like one of the books they have artwork of like the world map, but I just could not be fucked. And furthermore, I feel like if it was structured a little better, I wouldn't need the visual.
You're right.
You know.
You would think.
Because, like, to reference this other Song of Ice and Fire, even if I didn't see the map, I know where everything is.
Yeah.
Because it's explained very well. Whereas he kind of just says words to me that are places.
And it's fine in the short stories.
Absolutely.
In the short stories, it's okay when they say, we're in Vizima.
Yeah.
Or we're in, like, Novigrad or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know where that is, but it doesn't really matter because we're here to kill a monster.
Yeah.
It's when we get later, when politics are involved, where this really fucking matters.
Yeah. You can't... When you introduce something and make it feel as if it doesn't matter, and then the retcon is that it does matter, that's you have to make up a lot of lost ground.
That's everything in The Witcher.
So
not everything, but yeah. So he goes to Vizima, and he's heard stories about a Striga, which is, what is a Striga? It's just like a ghoulish type curse.
Yeah, it's just a. I don't know if it is, or no. He debunks that it is always because of incest. It is always because someone cursed an infant before it was born, and then it pops out, and it's nightmarish and it has, I think the way they describe it is having like long red hair, really like long curved nails and like kind of gangly.
Yeah.
You know, the kind of like horror movie monsters that walk backwards on their head. Like that's basically what I picture for a Striga. And so Geralt hears about it and he's like, I'm just trying to get drunk, but also to get this job. And then these people, they don't like Rivians. I kill them to get attention. And so there's this.
I need your help with a lot of this book. I read this like months ago.
No, that's fine because you're leaning on me, and then I'm also leaning on a crutch. So we'll just make our way down this road.
We'll get there eventually. It's like a weekend at Bernie's.
So if it was just about killing a monster, then Geralt would like probably have it in the bag. The issue is that I think it's King Foltest. It's his daughter who is the Striga that he got from fucking his sister, because
spoilers,
and
the sister whose name is Ada,
and he's going, yeah, I want a Witcher, I want someone to help, but you can't kill her, she's a princess, she's my daughter, if anything happens to her I'll fucking kill you. And
because he heard things were like he tried to send a bunch of people in there to kill her, like a bunch of people, and nothing worked. And then one time this one like wise man was like, but if someone stays in there with her till sunrise, she'll turn back. And he's like, I'm fucking in, buy all those shares.
It's when it's like the you can cut this.
Don't. What are you about to say? I'll leave that in.
Okay. So
I had to approve.
So it's like anti-vaxxers when they'll like Google if vaccines cause something, and there will be like 20 pages saying no, and then they find this one link that was like that is from this site no one's heard of that says yes, and they're like, ha, I got my source, motherfucker. And it's like,
yeah, King Foltest is an anti-vaxxer.
Yeah,
confirmed.
I mean, he fucks his sister. There's degeneracy there. So
get Ben.
So Geralt meets Foltest, talks with Foltest, but he also talks to, I think it's Velerad, who's the Castellan, which is a position of government that I don't know specifically what it is. It's kind of like,
there's Castellans in Song of Ice and Fire.
I know.
Roderick,
I don't remember. It's like Jafar, I get, like an advisor.
Yes, kind of it's like position. Jafar.
Yeah, exactly, and similar.
Similar to Jafar.
Similar to Jafar, Velerad has his own idea of what to do. And you might think, oh, he's sane. He just wants her to get killed because fuck it, right? No. He doesn't want her to get killed or to be cured. He wants her to stay as she is so that people will turn against Foltest and get rid of him, but also because from time to time she'll kill people and, decrease the surplus population and just, help out.
And kill, like, would-be adventurers who want to, like, seek glory and whatever, and be like, well, you just go in there.
Yeah.
And you have fun with that.
Yeah, go ahead.
And this kind of starts, like, politics in The Witcher, but in The Witcher, like, the short story, we'll call it the Striga story.
The Striga.
Because calling it The Witcher and then related to the... It's
a whole lot.
So the Striga story, it's cool because you just get this microcosm of this kingdom.
Yeah.
And so everything kind of relates to itself and makes sense, which is good. But this author does, as we will go along, he has this penchant for politics. He loves it.
He loves it.
His dick is so hard for politics.
And I think one of the issues, and we can get more into this, and it could, and we'll see how pissed off we can make Witcher book fans, because I'll say this, maybe it is a translation error. But I will say while I think the Striga story is pretty good as far as like the whole collection of short stories in this book, I think it's all right. I do think throughout his prose is awful. I think it is incredibly simplistic, and he does. I can't remember if it's in this book. I think it is this one. If it's not this one, it's the second one, where he has this trope happen like at least half a dozen times, where someone is talking and they're like, I swear I'm gonna, gets cut off, and it's like, we never find out what they were going to because this happened. And I'm like,
I think that's book 2. Every book he finds out like a new thing.
Yeah.
Like in the book I'm in, he has this, and I'll get to it when we get there, but he has this narrative tick he keeps doing where he keeps saying like similar things just in that book.
Yeah. I think we came across that with Robert Jordan too. Where maybe it's just a thing with shitty fantasy authors where they just find this one thing that's like, that's really clever, I'm going to use that a lot, and then I will be clever and good.
I think Andrzej Sapkowski is better than Robert Jordan.
I'd say he's less, he's certainly less repetitive.
Mm-hmm. And his books are shorter.
His books are shorter, and it feels like they're shorter.
Yeah, but I do agree that the writing, the prose is very easy to read, easy to consume in a way. I actually remember the early 2 books being a lot more challenging than the later books.
Okay.
In terms of prose.
Okay.
Not like super challenging, but like they at least attempted to challenge me.
Yeah.
In some of the things that they did.
Well, it's also interesting because there's also a lot of like a conversation is going on while something is happening. So they're making observations, they're like reacting to things, but then we don't get a description of what they're reacting to. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like a weird it's like listening to an audio drama but with literally just dialogue and no descriptive sounds or anything.
Which is nice for me because I will say that the narration that Peter Kenny does for the audiobooks is on motherfucking point, really fucking good.
That's good.
But I get what you're saying. And this book basically is it's this story. The Striga one is very simplistic.
Yeah.
You know, I come to town. Mm-hmm. There is monster. Oh, but there is some political intrigue. Ooh. Okay. I deal with monster and the people. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, oh, but the people are the real monsters. Because again, you have the magistrate who's the one who's Lord Ostrit. Is he the guy?
Maybe.
He's the guy who tries to...
the dragon one?
Yeah, he tries to bribe him.
Yeah.
Geralt, and even saying that like this trick worked on a previous Witcher.
Yeah.
Which I want you to take that, put it in the back of your head for the show discussion. Because in the show, Geralt comes to the town and a Witcher's dead because the Striga killed it. Whereas in the books, that Witcher got bribed to go away. It's just these little things, man.
I know that's meant to make, I guess, the Striga more threatening, but it kind of just makes Witchers seem shittier.
Yeah, I know. Because there's only like 5 of them.
It's strike 1.
Oh, shit.
There.
Yeah, shit, we talked about the show, I'm sorry. I can't help it, man!
It's alright.
It nags at my fucking skull. This story is very, like, simplistic.
Yeah.
It feels like. There's, like, those twists of, like, oh, did Foltest sleep with his sister? Is this an incestual thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, oh, well, like, why has it not been dealt with? Oh, here's the reasons why. And then the cool, fact of, like, the Striga is actually a little girl.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, you weren't really a monster. You were just a scared girl who was a monster and didn't know how to handle yourself.
Yeah.
That's all great. It's very, like, that was nice.
Mm-hmm. And I believe, so basically, Geralt, I believe he takes, it's Ostrith that he takes to be bait for the Striga.
Because he's the guy who's trying to bribe him. He's the one who's all like,
yeah,
I want this to be a thing.
And I will say this is this short story is a pretty good establishment of Geralt's character.
Yeah.
Of yes, he is a monster hunter, but he has his own criteria.
Well, they even talk about, I think it's this story or one of the ones in this first book, or maybe in the first, I don't know, it's all blur, where he talks about how, like, he mentions the Witcher code to Fall Test or somebody.
Yeah.
And then in his internal monologue says, there is no Witcher code, it is what you make of it.
Yeah.
Because all the Witchers teach you is how to kill monsters. And they say, go kill monsters. Mm-hmm. Whereas, like, you yourself as a Witcher have to, like, make up your own code.
Yeah.
And so Geralt has his specific code of what he deems is a monster. Is because, you know, it's kind of like a theme throughout The Witcher. And I mean the books.
Yeah.
Is, this first two mainly. Of, like, deconstructing what a monster is.
Yeah.
More so in the first two than the later ones, where it becomes, like, a fucking, like, political war book.
Yeah.
Which is such a fucking shame. But, yeah, it starts off like, ooh, they have to go kill this Striga who's attacking people, but, the real monster is the guy who's perpetuating it happening and not looking for a cure.
Yeah.
And he wants the kingdom to fall. Blah. He's the real monster. The Striga is not really a monster.
Yeah.
And we see that as we go on. Because the Witcher, I hate to bring up the show, but the show wants to be the new Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Whereas The Witcher is not like Game of Thrones. Mm-mm. The Witcher at its heart, at its core, these first two books and the games are more like Shrek than Game of Thrones. Because they take fairy tales, they deconstruct them in an interesting way, and they tell a cool new story with them, with a pessimistic, genre-savvy main character.
Yeah. Which...
And Shrek is Geralt, Dandelion's Donkey. Tell me I'm wrong. The dragon's Yen.
I don't want to think about it. Yeah, so I will say, while I like that theme, I feel like, especially since the first two books are a collection of short stories, that gets really fucking old really quick, where it's like, but you know who really sucks? Man. And it's like...
People suck.
Who would have guessed?
It is different when it would be different if you read it like how probably the original people in Poland read it, where it was like every couple months, oh hey!
Yeah.
I liked that Witcher story.
Yeah, and especially when not only is it short stories being released, but short stories with multiple chapters being released spread out. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh man.
Rough.
It's like, here in like 5 years you get the entirety of this short story. You know? Yeah.
So it is just it's just a cool story, this first one.
Yeah.
Again, I haven't read this in a while, so I feel bad that I'm just saying it's good.
No, it's all good. I'm trying to... So, before we finish off this story, I think based on the ending and how the voice of reason goes, I think this one is closest in the timeline to the narrative structure.
It is
part, because it's
So now we'll talk about kind of the overarching story. So yeah, we had the opening where he was fucking some girl after being injured.
Yeah,
which is so weird. But at the end of this story, this first one, the Striga one, he sleeps in the coffin after a really cool kind of like fight scene with the Striga. And then he falls asleep and then wakes up and then she's a girl again, but as she's finishing her transformation, goes around and claws him in the neck.
Yeah.
Because her hand is still a Striga hand. And then he gets patched up and then he gets sent to the Temple of Melitula with Neneki.
Yeah.
Nanek. Neneki.
Nanik. Naniki. I don't...
She reminds me of the chick from Wheel of Time. I forget her name. Nynaeve. She reminds me of Nynaeve.
I wouldn't say she's quite as obnoxious.
She's Nynaeve when she's older.
Okay.
This is like retired Nynaeve in like a coven.
Because Nynaeve does get better.
Well, I assume when Brandon Sanderson takes over.
You're not wrong.
I'm not 6 feet. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yeah.
So essentially, we have between the stories, we have this story called The Voice of Reason, which is the narrative frame device of basically after The Witcher, the Striga story, he gets taken to this temple and he gets treated while because his neck got fucked up.
Yeah.
And then while he's there, he's kind of remembering back to other events.
Yeah.
That are like very vaguely alluded to. You don't quite know when each relates to what. Mm-hmm. But this is to sort of give, because again, Andrzej Sapkowski wants it to be one linear, interesting novel series.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, I know for a fact in Poland, Sword of Destiny and the first Witcher book, Blood of Elves, came out before the original short story.
Right.
Because he wants it to be more like a plot.
Yeah.
And not a series of short stories. Which is kind of sad. But basically the reason why the overarching story is there is to tell you, the viewer, or you, the reader, hey, this is one thing.
Yeah.
And he didn't trust his writing to just be back and forth short stories. He had to make up some, like, in the middle story that kind of matters.
Yeah.
It matters, and then like you never hear about Nanak or Melitala again after a while. Spoiler alert. Yeah. And it's like,
Well, because so again, I sped read these books, so maybe they mentioned it and it just didn't stick in my brain. But the thing throughout The Voice of Reason is they're like, Geralt, something's wrong with you. Like you're slower. You're like you should have been able to dodge that trigger attack. Something's wrong. You're sick. You need this medicine. And that's she spends so Nanek spends like this whole story kind of like the whole book going, Geralt, something's wrong. Geralt, you need to stop. Geralt, we need to find out what's wrong. And then the end of it just goes, I'm gonna take this medicine and then you'll be okay. And it's like, so what was wrong?
So I think, and now we're going to jump around a bit. So I think what's happening here is that Nanek believes in destiny. And I know the girl Iola that he fucks randomly and then is forever awkward with for some reason. I think they're trying to say she's like some sort of like psyker or like Cirrus, soothsayer type woman.
Yeah, because Nanek is trying to get him to have a like basically future reading with Iola, and she's like, first she has to fuck you. That's a part of the process. And
every culture has weird things about like reading the future, reading the past, and shit.
Yeah,
whatever floats your boat.
Yeah,
they actually did a really cool deconstruction of it in the sixth book.
Oh, okay.
Not of her specifically, but of like in general how it works.
Okay.
There's some things later on that are really fucking good. That it's a shame they have to get through all of that to get to. Yeah. It's like Wheel of Time where it's like, wow, I had to go through all that, huh?
Yeah. But they go back and forth because she believes in destiny and prophecy and all this shit.
He wants a trance.
Yeah. He's like, you have to go in a trance so she can read your future. And he's like, you don't want to do that, and I don't want to do that because I know it's shitty. And they go back and forth on that throughout the whole book. Then it ends with Iola accidentally touching him and getting a glimpse and being, like, dumbstruck by how terrifying it is, which is not a cliche thing to do, to imply ominously that something bad is going to happen.
From what I've gathered in reading up to almost the last book, not excluding the book he wrote after the games got popular and he had a small dick complex about it.
Right.
Because for those who don't know, the books ended and he was done with The Witcher and he happily retired with all of his big fat money because Andrzej Sapkowski's got a record as saying, I do not like working. So the games came out. He had like a small royalty share of it because he didn't believe in it and was like, oh, you're some little Polish team, just yeah, whatever, I don't care. And then they became multi-billion-dollar successes in Game of the Year awards, and he saw like almost none of it because he didn't get a good enough deal because he was being stupid and didn't, you know. I think he got and correct me YouTube comments if I'm wrong, but it was something along the lines of like, instead of like having royalties for every game, he got like a buyout.
Okay.
Which you never do.
Always get a percentage.
Always get a percentage. Always.
The gamble that it will be less than just straight cash is very low.
Yeah.
I would say.
So, and then he's gone on record as saying that the reason why his books are selling so well now is not because of the games, but because of his writing abilities. So he got a small dick complex about it and then wrote this integral book set before the main books, but in the middle of the short stories.
Oh, but we're semi-reading in chronological order of release combo because we're waiting until after the games to read.
Yes, because the reason why I didn't read that book in the middle of these because we want to play the games and then see what in that book he does to like address the games.
Yeah,
because dude, all I've heard about this guy is a fucking huge ego and a small penis. So like I know that he like does some dumb shit in there where he like has to dig at the games. I haven't read it yet. I don't know, but like just based off like him saying that the books are selling because of his writing and not the games is really telling of his character.
Yeah,
like if when I write my book series and it comes out, it sells pretty good, and then 20 years later they make a show about it and it sells like gangbusters, I will say, well, yeah, the fucking show came out, obviously it's selling well now. Yeah. I won't say, no, my writing just got through to people. I'm not a fucking idiot. But one of the things that is set up, you know, now that I've read far enough ahead, getting back to my point, sorry I went on a tangent.
It's all good.
Is that I just got very passionate.
No, that's what we're here for.
Seeing Iola in this in the Voice of Reason, talking about his destiny, getting a flash of it, and going like, ah.
Yeah.
It made me really notice a trend. Like right now, right here, I noticed this trend where he really hates waiting to reveal things.
Yeah.
He gets way too, like, excited.
Yeah.
And I get that. I'm a writer. I get excited to get to the ending of stuff, too. I have, in drafts before, rushed to the end because I was so happy to get there because I've been waiting to tell that ending for, like, months, if not years. And I get when you're writing the want to have a flash of the future to give people a tease because you know how good it is.
Yeah.
So you kind of want to get them to go, hey, look, isn't that good? Where in actuality, it's better to hold off and wait for the moment to hit them.
Yeah.
Rather than to set them up for it. Now, I know you as a person like to be spoiled.
It's true.
But that's really shitty when like the author tells you ahead of time, hey, guess what's going to happen later? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And it's like, that's how you're delivering the information to me.
And that was the last time you saw the people leave the... Thanks, Stephen King. Watch our Stan video.
Yeah, watch our Stan's videos. They're great. It feels to me like Andrzej Sapkowski, now that I'm rereading it, now with the knowledge that I know now, the metatextual knowledge of this book was re-released after Sword of Destiny and Blood of Elves and the plot gets going. This is telling you, the reader, hey, there's more to come. Yeah. This isn't just a series of short stories. There's more happening here than meets the eye. Tune in next week. Yeah. It's like him trying to cliffhang you. Because spoilers for The Witcher. Yeah. But in one of these short stories, there is a character where he gets bound to them by destiny. And then in the next book, he has to wrestle with that destiny. Hence why it's called Sword of Destiny. And then that's like his denying the hero's journey. Then eventually in the third book, and when the saga starts, he's accepted his destiny. Yeah. So in this book, now that we know all that, because I've read it, what the Voice of Reason is trying to set up is that Geralt's having a problem with destiny. So he's trying to start the arc early because in his mind, this is the first book now. Yeah. This might have the number 1. Sorry, this might have the number 1 on it. But upon re-release, this is book 1 to him. So he's like, all right, I need to set up the arc that Geralt denies destiny off the bat. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to A, add a framing device to all my short stories, and B, introduce the idea of destiny being something he revolts, he denies, he doesn't believe in it. Yeah. Which contradicts things in the very book it's in.
Yeah, because again, I feel like in the short stories, he's very ambivalent to most things outside of his own code. Yeah. So yeah, him like recoiling and getting annoyed in Voice of Reason is weird when like other times in these short stories people talk about destiny. He's like, yeah, all right, yeah, sure, whatever.
It's like he regresses. Yeah. To then have the arc.
Yeah. Which is shitty.
Which is bad writing.
Yeah.
But so Voice of Reason 1, it shows Geralt's injured. Read The Witcher. Oh, we see how he gets injured. Yeah. So we connect the dots. Voice of Reason 2 sets up that he doesn't want to do the trance because he doesn't believe in anything. Then we get short story 3, A Grain of Truth. And that's how the two relate, is because the grain of truth is supposed to remind the witch or Geralt that there is a grain of truth in things.
Yeah.
Now we have to read this real quick.
Yeah, this is the one I really liked. This was
Yes, I love this one. This is my favorite one.
Yeah, I'd certainly.
So, a grain of truth, and I will preface this by saying the story was cut for the show. Strike 2.
That's a big one. That's like strike 2.5. That's boo. There will be bigger strikes, but
So we'll go over this in a bit of detail, but in the first Witcher story, there's a lot of this, but we'll talk about it more in this one. This one's really good about it. But he's going along a path. There's also the introduction of Roach. This is Roach's first story, and they cut it. Because fuck you for wanting to have fun. There's your half. I wanted to add more to it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's...
So Roach is the name for all of Geralt's horses, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
He names them all Roach, regardless of their sex, color. It's Roach. The horse's name is Roach.
I like this first Roach better.
It's the best Roach.
It's very sassy. It's great because I get the feeling that this Roach has been with him for a while. So, like, he's very accustomed to all the weird shit. Whereas, like, other Roaches will, like, freak out. And he's like, no, it's okay. Whereas...
And I feel like this is one of the stories where Geralt, Freudian slip. I feel this is a bit of, like, maybe, like, the earliest story.
Yeah, I'd certainly say so.
Because he's a bit more sassy in this. Mm-hmm. And he has Roach, and yeah, it's good. So, and he stumbles upon... Should you talk? I went on a whole rant. Do you want to lead us in for this one?
So...
about the merchants getting killed?
So Geralt and Roach are kind of just wandering through a forest. They see... that's a dead body. That's bad. And then then they see this chick who looks kind of like... I forget what he thinks it is, because there's a lot of different fairy tale creatures that have weird Polish names in this.
Isn't it not just a dead person, but like a merchant and like their daughter?
Yeah. Because
that's important.
Well, no, because first he sees...
Oh, sorry. Spoilers.
He thinks she's a Rusalka or whatever. He thinks this random chick is this like wood nymph.
I can help you with this.
He like sees her from a distance and he's like, "Sup?" And then she like freaks out and leaves. And he's like, "Oh, it's one of these things," because they're really shy but very gentle.
I saw the name Stregobor and I'm like, I went too deep and too greedily.
That is too deep. So he scares her off by trying to be social. And he's like...
Which also makes it feel like it is early Geralt, because he's kind of like, just like, hey.
Yeah, exactly. So he's just like, oh, hey, Roach, it's not every day you see one of those. All right, well, let's keep doing what we're doing. They wander on, and he comes across this... A
Kikimora.
No, that's the water monster that he tries to sell.
Oh, if there was swamps here, I'd say it was a Kikimora. Oh, if there was swamps. If there was swamps, he says.
Oh, I think that's...
No, he's hypothesizing.
Oh, okay.
Also, this is great because he talks to Roach in this story.
I love it.
Which, like, it hasn't come back where I am, and that's kind of a fucking shame.
It's so... I know he has Dandelion.
I was about to say they replaced Roach with Dandelion.
That's really what it is.
Or as the audiobook narrator calls him in the first book, and it's kind of the third book, Dandelion.
I do like that name.
Dandelion. Because it's like, it's not quite Dandelion.
Yeah.
It's Dandelion.
Yeah.
It's like Dylan, but weird and Polish.
Yeah. It's a dandy Dylan. It's,
he's a dandy Dylan.
Yeah. So they stumble across this mansion, and it's got like a hedge and like a little fence and everything. Geralt's like, this is fucking weird. It's the middle of the forest, but, whatever. And he opens the gate and goes in, and then this monster, like, rushes out, is, like, shouting at him and getting all up in his face.
And the house is, like, shaking, and the shutters are slapping, and everything's, like fucking Mickey Mouse's haunted house all up in this bitch.
Yeah. And I can't remember what his face is supposed to look like.
And then Geralt's just kind of like, hey?
Yeah.
He's like, is your house okay?
Like, I would say this was probably the first time where I actually got a little chuckle.
Yeah.
Out of what goes on, because the monster charging him is just like, we'll get the fuck out. And he's just like, no.
It's like, my horse is thirsty.
all right, like, fine, you can have a drink and then you'll go. And it's like, I mean, I'm kind of hungry. And he's like, fuck it, sure. You're not scared of me? No. Fuck it, come on in. All
right, come in. And this is like really, this one's like, this is the most parody.
Absolutely.
This is the most like what I wish all of The Witcher was.
Yeah.
Was like just this like fun, whimsical parody of a fairy tale story, which is kind of what The Witcher is.
Yeah.
Like the first book's that classic, like, oh, the king had some evil. There's like an evil monster in the crypts.
Yeah.
Type story. This is like, we'll get into what this is. That's a secret that'll come back later.
Yeah, take that.
But Nivellen.
I
don't
know what.
Nivellen.
Does he have a page? I want to see what it thinks he looks like.
I want to see. There's no link to him on here.
Yeah, there's.
What?
It's before the summary.
Oh.
Oh, what the fuck? He's got like a bear head?
Well, yeah, because he's supposed to be, the Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, oh wait, this one he looks more like a...
I never thought of him as having a bear head, though.
Yeah, I didn't say... I was thinking wolf head, which other ones have him look more like that.
Well, I was thinking more of, in one of the King's Quest games, they do a spoof of Beauty and the Beast similar to this.
Oh, okay.
And I always imagine it like that character.
I don't...
That's okay.
I don't know. I'm sure it's great. But yeah, so they kind of just they come in to the mansion, and Nivellen is like weirdly kind of showing off to Geralt, where he's like, "Hey, do you want this dish? I got it." And it's like, "Hey, do you want a chair?" Pulls up the chair for him with magic and everything. He's like, "Yeah, I can just control everything this house does and make anything I want."
And Geralt's like, "Wow."
It's like, "Oh,
that's pretty fucking cool."
That's pretty cool. Still hungry though. But it's so interesting because this guy just kind of decides to tell his life story to Geralt.
Well, because you get this idea that he's been like alone for so long with no real. And this is great because the bulk of this short story is Geralt and Nivellen just talking.
Yeah.
Just talking together in a room, and that's like where most of the conflict and drama happens, which happens a lot in The Witcher.
Yeah.
Especially the short stories, where like the bulk of the conflict is debating the ethics or the morality or the conjecture or the mythology about a monster.
Yeah.
Which falls by the wayside as he decides to talk about politics. But
yeah. But it's funny because throughout Nivellen like telling his story of how he got cursed, like his origins, like what he's done, he like he'll just kind of have these little sides where he's like, "Yeah, I used to be a thief. Yeah, I did bad things. I'm a monster. What, are you gonna kill me?" Girl's like, no, you're a man. What do you want?"
No, dude.
Oh, okay. We'll just go on.
Yeah, Geralt defeats the monster by just broing him up.
Yeah, and I love it.
It's beautiful, because most of the... and it's probably why they cut it for the show. Oh, shit, it's Strike 3. Because it's just... most of it is Geralt and a guy talking. And that's not action-packed. That's not fun. It's not like Game of Thrones. No one talks in Game...
So...
Do you have coronavirus?
So the... I don't know what to say. So Nivellen was part of this like pillaging group in the forest that was like started by his grandfather who made the mansion and everything, and when he was really young, I think he says like 15 or 16, his like becoming a man moment is them pillaging a temple that he didn't recognize or anything like that. And he's like, "Yeah, I fucked this priest," and she was
not
like,
just fucked her.
Oh yeah, I mean brutally.
But like rapes her, but like everyone like forces him to, or also be ostracized.
Yeah.
So like, it's really fucked up because not only is a woman being raped, but this poor kid who doesn't want to rape her. Yeah. It's more like rape her or die. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, that's an awful decision to have to make.
And then he doesn't realize that they're in a really, really fucked up temple.
Yeah, it's not a normal temple. It's Koram Ag Terra, the cult of the lion-headed spider.
Yeah, and it's great because, Geralt kind of gets the description of the place. And at this point they've kind of cozied up a little bit more. And so there's just like this little hope for Nivellen where he's like, I like who I am now, but like, Like, if you could cure it, like, you could probably do that, right? He's like, if it was any other fucking temple, maybe. But it was this temple, so no fucking way.
So you are fucked, my friend.
And he's like, oh, that's what I kind of figured, but it's still disappointing to hear. But then he had this thing happen where...
Well, because he's talking about fairy tales, right?
Yeah, he's talking about fairy tales, and he says this, like, one day, this merchant and his daughter, like, a merchant went by his house and plucked one of the flowers, and he got pissed, and he's like, I'm a monster, I'm gonna fuck with this guy, and so he threatens him.
Because he can control the house, so he starts doing the whole Mickey Mouse thing.
Yeah, and the guy's just like, no, I'll give you anything, like, don't do it, whatever, and he's like, you have to... Give me your daughter. Yeah, and that's what'll happen.
And the reason why is because he's heard in fairy tales that if a woman is held by, like, a beast man and they fall in love, the curse will be broken, Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
So Nivlin's hoping for a grain of truth.
Yeah, exactly. So he keeps her there for a year. And they do get kind of close, and I don't know if he fucks the first one, but they do some stuff. They get along, and then
I think he mentioned that she's a bit rowdy.
Yeah,
like she's into some things.
Exactly. Yeah, and it works out great. But
good for Nivlin.
Yeah, you know. And at the end of that year, he gives her back to her dad and gives him, like, a bunch of gold, and he's like, there, no.
Because I don't think they're at the temple. I think they're, like, in the grandfather's bandit's house, which at the bottom has all their fucking spoils.
Yeah.
And so Nivlin, having boundless spoils, you know, feels bad for having kept the girl for so long, so gives away some money.
Yeah.
Which starts this trend
of just dads with their daughters.
Just dropping them off and walking away with a dowry.
And just each time he, like... They kind of freak out, and then they get close, and, you know, it's kind of what Joe said in our Lighthouse video, where when two people are locked away for so long, you kind of go through every stage of a relationship.
Yeah.
So he just has that happen again and again with various girls, and it just never works. And then I don't know if he brings up the girl that's with him now, or if Geralt... I think Geralt goes...
So I saw a girl.
So I saw a girl, and, like...
Her name is Verena.
Yeah. He's like, so are you alone in the mansion? Like, is there anyone here now? He's like...
I think you should leave.
I think you should leave. And so we... We'll get this audio sample. Fuck it. So Geralt finds out that
So he leaves.
So he leaves
and stays the night in the nearby forest.
Yeah. Hears screams, sees an evil circle, which I think was just a circle of blood, because he said there was, like, a red circle that Roach freaked out at. And he's like, that's weird. It's almost as if there's this thing. Oh, fuck, that weird forest nymph thing isn't what I thought it was. It's probably like this, or this. And then he goes and confronts her back at the mansion.
And then it turns out that she's a type of vampire, a Bruxa.
Yeah.
And I think she's in the yard, and they have a bit of, like, a talk.
Yeah, she's, like, perched up on the fountain.
Yeah. Oh. And which ensues into a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nivlin distracts her so Geralt can live, does the final blow, and then basically, like, this undoes Nivlin's curse.
Yeah.
Because, in a weird sort of way, this vampire, this monster, was in love with Nivlin because he was also a monster and they were able to relate to each other.
Yeah.
And she's the one who killed the merchant and the girl on the road. I think Nivlin even says, like, they haven't been around as much recently.
Yeah.
Ever since I've had Verena.
Mm-hmm.
So this idea that, like, she went there probably just to kill some random guy in a house, fell in love with this man, and then got possessive over him because, you know, everyone's trying to steal his shit, and she's in love with him.
Yeah.
And then in her dying moment, she like professes her love, and Niflheim comes back to normal. Yeah. So there is, and this is all to say, there's a grain of truth in fairy tales.
Exactly.
Now, this short story is my favorite one.
It's very good.
By far. This is like...
And it sucks that it's the second out of 6.
It's sassy. It's fun. There's good conversations. There's dialogue. There's learning about this character, watching them grow, and having them go on an arc. There's a cool, witty fairy tale subversion. Mm-hmm. There is an actual monster.
Yeah.
There's a cool twist on Beauty and the Beast where Beauty is also the Beast as well, and that's where they're able to fall. It's really cool. And the show cut it. Strike 4, sorry.
Yeah, it's 2 different strikes. It's very bad. Like,
the first story only had 1 strike. We've been 3 in this one.
Yeah.
Basically.
Because it sucks.
It sucks ass, man. It's like this story is so good and talks about, like... It kind of, like, gives Geralt, like, hope.
Yeah.
Because there's a grain of truth in things. Mm-hmm. So this makes Geralt speculate things more. Yeah. Which is why I think this is his first story, because going forward this would affect him the most, because now he's always thinking, like, alright, even if, like, some fucking backwoods hillbilly thinks they know what this monster is. Yeah. They're wrong, but there's probably a grain of truth in there they're not quite... They don't see, but I can try to find out. Yeah. Which is so important to, like... everything, man. Like, fucking everything. It's like...
And then we get the Voice of Reason 3. And so... The thing that's kind of weird about this is that...
The Voice of... I'm reading it. Hold on.
It's the transitional one.
Oh, yeah, the Order of the White Rose.
Yeah. So, it's weird because we have... So Geralt is recovering at Nanek's temple, and he kind of doesn't want to be there anyway. He just wants to leave, but she wants him to stay. And then these guys from the Order of the White Rose come, and they want him to leave. And he's like, listen, I'll just fucking go. And Nanek's like, no, you'll go whenever you want. He's like, but I want to go now. Shut up. You're gonna stay. Because fuck the Order of the White Rose.
Yeah, and basically they get their panties in a fucking knot and decide to throw down the gauntlet, offering a duel to the Witcher. No. Because he is known as the Butcher of Blaviken. And they don't like that. Which leads into the Lesser Evil, which is adapted in the show. That's not a strike, I'm just stating a point.
Yeah, no, and this one's okay, so I can't even say this is a rescind, like, I wouldn't say this takes away from the bad.
Yeah, this one's fine.
This one's okay.
This story is doing both and you couldn't tell from the show, that's a ding.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's true.
But this is a riff off of Rapunzel and Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. Yeah. Which is evident when you read it, but when you watch the Netflix show, because we're not talking about the original Polish show, which we will watch the Hexer. Oh, what's it saying?
Oh shit!
What did it just say? 1, 2, 3. Wasn't that just nice and?
That was some quick succession. The rite of succession's a thing, I think, and
yes,
that's one of their weird whatevers. Isn't it weird that things have changed slightly?
A little bit.
But that's like when
their camera died.
That's like when you transition out of the Voice of Reason into one of the other, where it's a little
into the Lesser
sometimes.
Evil.
Yeah.
Which was a story done in the Netflix show. Yeah. Which isn't a ding to just say that. But what is a ding is that what this story does, the Netflix show doesn't do, is that so the Lesser Evil, for those who've watched the Netflix show and not the Hexer, we'll get to that eventually. Yeah. Is that this is going into Rapunzel and Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. Yeah. Which is evident when you read the book, but not when you watch the Netflix show.
Well, because I feel like what's her name?
Renfrey.
I feel like they cut most of her stuff, and she's kind of just a one.
Like all of her stuff.
And also I feel like, not to say that He said we're not going to talk about the show. Just this one little thing. There's this one little dig.
Two dings now for this episode.
Not to say that The Witcher, in addition to just arbitrarily not including parts of the book, it also decides to arbitrarily make very small changes, which don't necessarily have a bad effect. It's just odd, because in this, so Geralt goes to visit a wizard.
A what?
A sorcerer,
okay,
if you will.
Stregobor.
And in the book, he knows him.
Yeah.
And in the show, he doesn't.
I think, yes.
I'm pretty sure.
I forget.
Because...
Don't quote us on that.
Like, I'm like 90%... I've watched the show once, and unfortunately I'm going to watch it again. So, my knowledge is not...
Hey, with me.
Yeah, that's
with
true.
me.
We're going to dig at it.
We're friends. We'll do it together.
And apparently we're going to watch the Hexer, too.
Fuck yeah, dude. We're going to be the Witcher channel.
Oh, man.
Someone has to be.
The Escape Witcher.
The Escape Witcher.
The Witcher pod.
Okay. The last pod.
Oh.
So Stregobor, they know each other in the book, and this is the only story up to where I am that Stregobor shows up.
Well, to be fair, he has a different name, because Stregobor isn't really his name, and Geralt refers to him by another name. Mm-hmm. But then again, because...
Neither of those people show up after the story.
Well, yeah. But again, that's the other weird thing about these short stories, is you don't always know where they are in the timeline. So maybe... Hold on. You say things. I want to look. I'll look up for you.
I don't know what the fuck to say, man. What do you think, we're running a show?
You know what's great? The show decided to show Geralt fight the Kikimora instead of him just having it. And that is good.
Yeah, that was cool.
More action.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job, Netflix.
Yeah.
Good job casting Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
That was great, man.
Exactly.
Anyway, so this story opens up, and he arrives in the Blaviken with the Kikimora, which is cool because when you're reading it one after the other, in Grain of Truth, they mention Kikimoras live in swamps, and we go to a swamp place, he kills Kikimora. That's good.
Yeah.
Good job. I'm so proud of you.
He drinks his witchery things, and he gets his weird monster face. And he doesn't have cat eyes when he is not in monster form, even though he's supposed to, but that's okay.
Shut up. But one of the town guards, Carrie Pebble, and actually the local wizard, Master Irion,
that's
what it is. So it's Irion is the name Stregobor takes.
I forgot.
That you're trying to look up?
That's what I was trying to look up.
It was in the first paragraph of the...
I just saw the hyperlink on Stregobor, and I was like, what was his name before? And then, right, he was Master Irion. So, why would you reuse characters that you set up when you can introduce new ones? It's like growing your family instead of loving the family that you have. So the lesser evil, so Geralt, I love that Geralt just comes to this town, and he had already killed a monster, so he hadn't taken a job for it, so he just comes into the town. Well,
he probably just, found it, and then he killed it, and was like, shit.
Yeah.
I have a contract for this fucking thing.
That sucks. So he just comes into town, and he's like, I killed this monster, I'll bet it was causing problems.
And they were like, I've never seen that thing in my whole life. He's like, fuck.
And he's, can I get anything? And they
were like, well, you can talk to the wizard.
Yeah, I'm sure Stregobor, Master Irion would love it because it's a monster and you can make things from monster. And the entire time Geralt's like,
he's very orientated.
Fucking you can't get anything from a fucking Kikimora. They don't have, their teeth aren't good for it. They're not good for anything. Fucking whatever. I'm not doing anything. I'll see this sorcerer.
They're so useless that when he finally gets to the wizard's tower and gets in, he doesn't care about the Kikimora. He cares about Geralt.
It's the funniest shit.
It's so good.
They're just like, just get rid of the caucus and toss it.
Caucus.
Toss it straight away.
Sorry, wrestling jokes, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
But in there, Stregobor Irion has this beautiful garden full of naked women.
Yeah.
Just chilling.
Which the show does.
Well, because it has tits.
Yeah.
So the show didn't.
But then they're real. I think in the show, or maybe they're an illusion. I can't remember.
I think in the show they make an offhanded comment at them being an illusion.
Okay. Whereas in the book, they're like, no, that's not real.
Yeah.
I'm just a pervy old man trying to get off.
Yes. And when he gets there, he's like, "You're not Irion."
Yeah.
Because he saw Irion at Edie's court in Kovir.
Yeah. So Stregobor is like, oh yeah, he's the one that built this tower. And he's dead now. So I figured it would be nice if I just said I was him.
And it hides my identity.
Yeah, and it hides my identity.
That I'm hiding.
Why do you need to hide?
Well, we'll get into it. It's because this motherfucker, this guy, has problems. Stregobor has issues with women.
Yeah.
Who are princesses born under the Black Sun, which is a thing that I can tell you all about.
Yeah, I know you can. Because
it's a solar eclipse that happened one time.
And that's evil as shit.
And that sucks.
And I love, and again, I feel like Stregobor's conversation with Geralt in this is almost like the opposite of Geralt's conversation with Nivellen in the last one, because Stregobor's just like, yeah, the girls born under the Black Sun, they're almost always cursed, turned to monsters, and Geralt's like, but what about when they don't do that? And he's like,
well, they will,
and the only way to resolve it is to kill them or to put them into towers. And Geralt's like, what if you just cure them? And he's like,
they would either turn to cruel creatures, or they would bring the return of the goddess Lilith and end the world.
That's not
gonna... It comes back in the games. That comes back in the games. Because after this, they're just dropped from the books.
Andrzej, why do you hate your work?
In fact, when I opened up the Black Sun wiki article, I'm just getting a cutscene from The Witcher 3. I'm just watching a cutscene from The Witcher.
Do you think so?
Oh my god.
Are the game developers of the Witcher game like the Brandon Sanderson?
Yes.
And Andrzej Robert Jordan? Because they're just like, we love the Witcher so much, we want to have our hand at it, and then they do like way better than he does.
Oh my god, Regis is in the games? I want to play the games now. Sorry.
You're so close.
Man, I'm so fucking close. My cock is so hard.
Next time on Jocelyn.
Very soon.
Very soon.
But yes, the Curse of the Black Sun. Basically, it's a way. It's just this weird mania some people had, where they just decided, well, fuck these people.
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever mentioned why they do this, why the Curse of the. I think it might be just like a superstition.
Yeah, I think that's
just doomsday cultists. Because Stregobor never comes back, so we never really get a lot of detail into why he thinks the way he thinks. It's mainly just honestly a way to say the Curse of the Black Sun is the reason why girls are locked up in towers.
Yeah.
It's to explain the fairy tale trope of why women are locked in towers, which is Rapunzel, essentially. And so many other stories, like Fiona and Shrek. And it's like, it explains this, like, this girl was born under the solar eclipse. She must be cursed. And it's the Black Sun. And, she's going to end the world and turn into a monster. When in truth, it was just a solar eclipse that day.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
there's no grain of truth in here. Even though the previous story said that there is. Interesting how they contradict themselves immediately.
And so Stregobor is like, so there was this one chick born under the Black Sun, and she was awful, like she was terrible. So we had to tower her up, but then she got out. So we've been afraid, like she's been high. So like we tried to stop her. We sent assassins. It's like, I feel like you're aggravating the problem a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's like, we tried giving her this poison apple. It was Snow White. Again, I think the other thing, and I know your view on it will probably be a little different. And we experience these in reverse, but
Tell me, what's up?
For me, this interpretation of the harried and chased and living out in the wilderness fighting off assassins and threats and everything version of Snow White just makes me think of the Once Upon a Time version, which I don't like very much. So that already,
are you implying that I do like it?
I mean, I remember when you were like starting it and watching through, I was kind of like, and you were like, it's pretty good. So
yeah, it's good, like popcorn fodder.
Okay.
It's not high art.
Well, yeah.
I'm not going to defend Once Upon a Time for being high quality.
Okay.
I just say that, like, when I put it on, I don't, like, really want to shoot myself, but also I'm not paying full attention.
That's fair.
Unless Robert Carlyle's on screen, and then I am paying attention with bated breath.
Season 1 is pretty good. It just ended there. That's a nice little...
It just gets more batshit and more hilarious.
I mean,
like when they force Frozen into the store. Oh, it's so fucking funny.
When it's like,
because it's so great because then they talk about like Anna and Elsa's parents, and like how they are after the events of the movie, and then Frozen 2 happens, and it's like, oh, you guys guessed the complete wrong thing. And it makes it even better.
Well, to be fair, they lean more into the original Hans Christian.
No, because they also bring up the Snow Queen from that. So you have Elsa and the Snow Queen from the Hans Christian.
Well, that's what makes it shitty. Because it's like, well, we can't, because we're doing the Disney version of Elsa, but that one's very different from the one in the book, so we'll bring in...
And then she'll be the bad guy.
And then she does the spell that's in the book that's not in the movie, and it's like... But it's really... This is season 6. This is shit.
No, it's season 4.
Oh, it feels like...
Season 6 is Aladdin.
Oh, shit.
Where Oded Fair is Jafar.
That's good casting.
That's great casting.
That's better casting than live action.
Obviously. Back to The Witcher.
So again...
That was all related to Snow White. That was fine.
That's all what it was. So...
It's fine.
So, I'm not saying the idea itself is bad... But I have a...
We live by Boeing and a lot of airports, so if you hear a plane, I apologize. Harrison Ford crashed around here once.
Really?
Yeah, well, he flies.
Oh, yeah. Air Force One. I saw it.
I thought you meant Solo. They fly now.
So again, the idea of this version of Snow White, from an objective level, is fine. Nothing bad with it. But it immediately made me think of Once Upon a Time, and I was like, that's shit.
Or she's like a bandit.
Yeah. She's like, I live with these dwarves, and they're it's like also, it's musty, gross shit going on. Like,
it's also like the movie Mirror Mirror.
I haven't seen it.
It's really good.
I haven't seen it.
Mirror Mirror is great.
Oh, okay.
Everyone should go watch Mirror Mirror. It's really good.
Okay. Yeah,
it's really fucking good.
Would you say watching Mirror Mirror... I'm not going to talk about the show.
Shut the fuck up, man.
So anyway, so Stregobor introduces this idea where he's like, okay, so I forget what they fucking call her, because her name's Renfrey, but she has a title where it's like Strider?
Remember how in Lord of the Rings, and I'll bullshit till you can find it, but like Samwise calls him Strider for like so long. Everyone drops it and calls him Aragorn, but like even like Two Towers, he's like Strider.
I love that so much.
It's
because Sam is just done with the bullshit.
Shrike.
Thank you. How did you find it?
It's under basic information. It's under aliases.
I didn't see it.
This fucking guy.
Oh, there it is. Alias.
This fucking guy.
Well, because she had multiple names, so I was like, it's gonna be something with multiple lines. So he's calling her Shrike. It's like, hey, Shrike is like a she-devil. She's terrible. You need to. So listen, she's here with her filthy, degenerate bandit guys, and like they're gonna kill me.
7 of them.
Wank.
And they're kind of short.
And then he just has dwarves later on. It's like, what are you doing?
He didn't think that far.
I know.
He didn't think about it.
I know.
But hey, man, Zoltan Chive and the guys in book 2, the rovers or the
group of dragon hunters.
Yeah, they're great.
They're pretty fun. They're good.
I like it in the audiobooks. He has like one voice for dwarves. He has like accents for like Rivia, Sintra, Vizima, but like dwarves, all the same person.
Well, I love and spoilers for book 3. I'm at the part where it's everyone bitching about Nilfgaard. And then there's this one dwarf that's just like, and they're trying to steal our women, and everyone's trying not to laugh because it's like a social taboo that dwarves think that everyone wants their women, and everyone besides dwarves thinks their women are disgusting. But they can't say that because it pisses off dwarves.
That's pretty fucking beautiful.
I love it.
In the Hexer show, Renfri's in 4 episodes. I can't wait to watch this.
Oh my god, we get a whole fucking arc of Renfri. I've heard Hexer's not good, but I don't like the Witcher show, so maybe I'll
You might have heard that the Hexer movie's not good.
Oh, okay.
Where they condense like the whole show into like a 2-hour movie.
Well, as long as they cut all the shitty parts from the show, that's easily. I'm amazed they had 2 hours.
Anyway, Renfri's in Blaviken.
Yeah, and Stregobor's like, oh, she's gonna kill me, and you can't reason with her, you can't bribe her, so you gotta kill her. That's the lesser evil.
And she has a letter from the king. She can't be touched.
Yeah, and it's like, but you're a Witcher. Everyone fucking hates you anyway, and you were just leaving anyway, so you should do that. And Geralt's just like, I really wanted to sell that Kikimora. That I don't.
Well, okay. So the funny thing is that like, so Stregobor wants him to kill Renfri.
Yeah.
Renfri wants him to kill Stregobor because he's friends with him, going to his tower.
Yeah.
And he has to choose the lesser evil. Mm-hmm. Which this actually, now I get why everyone harps on the lesser evil of being a big part of Geralt's character.
Yeah.
Because it is.
It is. Absolutely.
I think a grand truth is as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I do get why lesser evil is kind of propped up in this, like, you know, the Netflix show, it's a big deal, like, sorry, tick, where, like, you know, Renfri, as she's dying, gives him her, like, badge or whatever that was clasping her jacket, and then forever, that's, like, now his sword hilt. And it's, like, and then even in the Hexer show, she has, like, 4 fucking episodes.
Yeah.
Because again, like, Geralt's picking up the lesser evil and his neutrality is a big part of his character arc.
Absolutely.
I get that.
I mean, the show uses his dialogue almost verbatim when he discusses his thoughts on the lesser evil.
No, the show, it's really funny. So, like, we shit on the books, but, like, when the show does lines verbatim, we're like, wow, that's so good.
I can't believe that this glorious work was actually done pretty well in this one scene. But then when we don't think about the show, we're just like, this is okay. This is pretty bad.
Because when we were watching the show, and I only read the books, whenever Geralt had his little speech in Stregobor's house, you were all like, wow, that was good. And I'm like, yeah, that was right from the books. And none of the other ones were. And you guys were like, oh, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oopsie.
So his whole thing is just like, evil's evil, lesser, greater. If I'm to choose between evils, I'd rather not choose. And then he just was like, oh,
it's a big dick moment.
It's a pretty big dick moment. I get... it's very interesting because it's an interesting ethos to have. Mm-hmm. So it's easy to shit on it because my thoughts, my view of it was just like to me it felt like he pretty much waited to the point where he absolutely had to act, where there was like no choice, where it was like, okay, now the stakes are elevated so that it's worse than just
like he gave himself no choice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he cornered himself in by going, I'm not going to choose. And it's like, but you care. You don't want bad things to happen, so you are going to interfere in some way.
Which is good because this story and why, like, the person of Voice of Reason calls him the Butcher of Blaviken is because he fucks up here.
Yeah.
Because of his moral scruples of, I will not choose between lesser evils. Mm-hmm. I will not choose at all.
Yeah.
And that comes to bite him in the ass because now forever he's called the Butcher of Blaviken, and this only, like, 2 books, and then they never say it ever again.
kind of forgot
that he was Butcher Blaviken. And so, yeah, basically, in the middle of there, he fucks Renfrey at some point.
Yeah, he has the same scene with Renfrey that he has with Stregobor, where it's like, you need to choose because they were shitty to me, and he's like, yeah, that sucks, but it's not my concern, so no.
Yeah, so the bulk of the story is like him going back and forth trying to decide.
Yeah.
But they cut all that from the show.
Of course.
So I've already lost count.
We gotta fight.
But then they fight in the streets, and he ends up killing Renfrey, and it's sad.
He blocks an arrow with his sword.
That's so cool.
They did that in the show. Mm-hmm. You can't cut that. That's iconic.
No, yeah, that's cool. That's action. It's not just boring ass talking. We hired Henry Cavill. We wanted to do dialogue, even though he's great at it.
Fuck.
Man, poor Henry Cavill. There's this good YouTube video of him like reading like some of the he's reading a bit of like some of the book.
No.
And it was like they put in like he's in like a nice big chair and they put in some sound effects and he's just like reading it and it's really nice.
God damn. That sounds really
That's a good video.
I believe it.
That's a great video.
Yeah. So he corners himself into having to make this choice because now Renfrey goes, okay, I'm not just going to kill Stregobor, I'm going to kill everyone. And now Geralt's like, well, fuck. Well, killing 8 people is significantly better than letting an entire village die, so yeah, I'll choose that lesser evil.
Yeah, because Renfrey is like, I'll take my entire band and I'll kill everybody till Stregobor comes out.
Yeah.
And then Geralt's like, Stregobor doesn't care about the town. And Renfrey's like, I'll just kill everybody regardless. Mm-hmm. And it's just like...
Yeah. So he fucks them up real good. Because he's a fucking Witcher. You're gonna lose.
You're gonna lose.
If you're not a Witcher and you fight a Witcher, you're gonna lose.
You're gonna lose. Well, we'll get to it. I should take that, put it in the back of your head.
I mean, there's this random...
Yeah, that book.
There's that random swordsman...
that book. That's this book.
Yeah. There's that random swordsman in Sword of Destiny that's, like, really good and almost gets him. And it's like, But no. But he's so fast.
But the story is all about, like, Geralt not being able to choose.
Yeah. And it bites him in the ass, and he kills Renfrey. And then Stregobor's just like, we can do the autopsy now. We can find out what's wrong with her. And Geralt's like, go fuck yourself. Go away. You don't get it. And people start throwing rocks at him. And then the alderman, who was pretty, like, chummy with him throughout the whole book.
Because they're friends.
Because they're friends. He's just like, I get it. I understand. You gotta go fuck yourself. You gotta leave. I'm sorry. You can't come back here anymore. And he's just like, all right.
I love you.
Can't ever see you again.
Sorry.
So, the Butcher of Blaviken, they gotta go.
Gotta go, man. Which, that's a pretty fun story. I mean, it's just like...
It's aight.
I
like it. It's aight. Yeah. I prefer Grain of Truth.
Yeah.
Very much so.
The Voice of Reason 4.
This is nothing. It's nothing. Voice of Reason 3 was great because he gets into the... Or wait, is it in this one? I need to make sure.
So no, that's Voice of Reason 4. He's sitting with Iola talking about Witchers.
Yeah.
And about Kaer Morhen and Vesemir. And that's how you can really also tell this was written after he'd written the other books because he's like, I'm going to go back and add in Vesemir and Kaer Morhen.
I had a whole plan when I started this.
And he talks about destiny or whatever. Then it cuts to a question of price, which is a fun short story that this short story.
Oh, yeah.
Is the most important Witcher story.
Absolutely.
If this story didn't exist, none of this. Not the games, not the books, not the show. None of it would exist without a question of price. This is the story that sets up fucking everything. I don't even need the goddamn summary because they refer to the story so much. Actually, I don't know one guy's name.
I can't remember.
I immediately open up the thing again. East Tursek. It's a fucking bad name.
I forgot Urcheon. So mine was slightly big.
Yeah.
But I'm only partway through book 3, so it's not. It has been as hammered into my head.
So, a question of price. I will take it the way, Ern.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, man.
Geralt comes to this court. I forget why, actually. God damn it! I forget why he goes there.
He was invited by.
He was invited by Queen Calanthe of Sintra, the Lioness of Sintra, to be at this kind of party where basically she has a daughter named Pavetta, who she wants to marry off to a couple of willing lords, maybe.
Yeah, she's kind of shopping
because she's
around.
been shy and she's been like, and she's getting a bit older. Like she's like getting like 16. She hasn't been married yet. But come on.
Yeah, come on.
Like she's already bleeding. Gotta get a baby in there, man. This is medieval times. Gotta pop that pussy.
Yeah, exactly. Right at 12. Right at 12.
You paused and you're like, should I do the joke? Should I say it? And you just doubled down, man. That was great. It's medieval times. This is what you do. You're bleeding, get a baby in you.
Live fast, die young.
Like, your tits might not be developed yet, but guess what? You're bleeding, so pop it. Not my rules. Not my rules. I'm just stating facts in an entertaining manner, so hopefully you all laugh and don't think about it.
Yeah.
But Pavetta's getting old. Man, she's almost an adult now. She has to be wedded and bedded with an heir inside of her. So, they mainly have people from the Isles of Skellige there.
Yeah.
They have East Tirtian, and I think his son, Kraken Crate. Maybe it's a son. It's someone there.
I know the principal players. I don't know everyone who's fucking invited.
I don't know how they're related. Is Kraken Crate East Tirtian's son? Nephew.
That's right.
Nephew.
That sounds right.
It is. I'm on the. So they're the Isles of Skellige are there with the leader and their extended family, and basically they're trying to figure out an heir for Ciri. There's some people who can maybe not Ciri, Pavetta. Oops.
Freudians.
That was a Freudian. And then Geralt's there's like a guest of honor, and he's kind of like, why am I here?
Yeah.
And Pavetta is an awesome character. Every time she shows up, I love her. Because she's this like, she's like 50, she's like 50 or 40. She's this old, strong.
You mean Calanthe?
Calanthe. Who did I say?
You said Pavetta.
God damn it!
So I was like, she didn't leave much of an impression on.
Pavetta's 50. And she's great.
Yeah, she's really got to get a baby in her.
God damn it, Calanthe, dude. Whenever they talk about it in the book, they're always in like a fucking like the same exact line.
Listen, Sintra's fucked anyway. It doesn't matter.
You're right. Calanthe is this old, strong, powerful woman who takes no shit from nobody. Is called the Lioness for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
She's like, it's kind of like one of the boys. Like she likes to party with the boys, drink with the boys, fight with the boys. She's great.
Yeah.
And she also knows how to play the political game and play like the conniving shit. So Geralt's like, why am I here? And she's like, oh, you're just here, to just, be here and enjoy the scenery. And he's like, okay, but like, yeah, really though?
Yeah.
And as the party goes on, as Calanthe gets more booze in her, she sort of slips that like, he's here in case something happens. Yeah. And Geralt's like, I don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he puts it together really well. We're just like, listen, I get this a lot. I am a witcher. I fight monsters. I kill things that would kill people. That's it.
That's all I do.
I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what you'll give me. The other thing that's really weird about this story for me...
Yes.
So, he's sitting next to Calanthe. But then I think it's to, like, his left is, or to his right, whichever, the other side of him, whatever, is Mousesack.
Mousesack, yeah.
And he just knows him already.
Yeah, they're friends.
It's so strange. Like, it makes it feel as, like, it's weird because they kind of have something planned, kind of. Because they kind of just look at each other every now and then for hints about, something's about to happen. But I feel like there's not... like It's very weird. It feels as if Geralt knows exactly what is going to happen. Mm-hmm. But at the end of it, he's just like, oh, that's what it is. So I was thrown for a loop by Geralt and Mousesack just kind of being like, get ready. It's like, what do you know that I don't?
Yeah. And then you get the idea that Mousesack and Geralt are friends. You don't know quite how they met.
Yeah.
And they never really talk about it past this point in the books either.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, because he died. Oh, wait. No, that's another ding right there.
Anyway, thanks. And the party's going on, and then a knight comes in, storming in. His name is Urkion of Eichenwald? Is that?
Erlenwald.
Erlenwald. Sorry. And he is there to ask for, Pavetta's hand. Mm-hmm. And Calanthe's like, what the fuck? You're just some random guy. I don't know who you are. Take off your helmet. And he's like, no, I am a knight sworn by honor, and I cannot take my helmet off until, the strike of midnight or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, that's very honorable of you, but still, I don't know who the fuck you are. And he lets him speak. And he talks about how he saved Calanthe's ex-husband, who's deceased, the king, saved his life once. And they address the law of surprise, which is so very important to this entire fucking series. And basically what it is that, let's say, basically what happens is he finds the king dying in a ditch somewhere and stumbles upon him. The king has nothing on him to pay. So, when you're in a dire situation, you need help, but you have nothing to repay it for, you offer the person the gift of that is a law of surprise. The idea being you're going to give something that you do not know yet that you have. So, that means that whenever he returns home, something he did not know he had yet that is home for him, he will give to this person. Now, this could be a fucking rug his wife bought that he didn't know before. This could be some random bullshit, or more often than not, as destiny wills it, it's a child.
It's so bizarre that, I feel like out of all things, a child would be fairly low on that list of probability of not what you'd expect.
And yet it happens, all the time.
But I want the one story where the guy comes home and he's like, you bought me this new chair. Oh, son of a bitch. All right, it's yours. And take it.
And he's like, no, you can keep... No, law of surprise.
Law of surprise. I was surprised.
Yeah.
But anyway.
And so, and I forget what... And so when the king eventually gets home to Sintra, he finds a Calanthe. No.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah.
Because it's...
Yeah, the Calanthe is pregnant with a daughter. Hence, that is the surprise.
That was surprising. Yeah.
So, Urkion is basically entitled to Pavetta, in a sense.
Yeah.
And he is there to enact on this debt.
Yeah.
Of which Calanthe is like, oh, my stupid husband, god damn it, what an idiot.
Yeah.
How could he ever, blah, blah, blah.
It's great because she goes on this tirade, and she's basically having this back and forth with, everyone in the court, because there's, there's the suitors who are like, no, it's bullshit, you're right, and there's other suitors who are like, no, this is actually really important. You should probably pay attention. She's like,
I think Kraken Crate's one of those.
Yeah.
Because as you go on through the book series, Kraken Crate is very much no, honor is honor, debt is debt, word is word.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that about him.
Yeah. But
by the way, I should mention that Urkion still has his helmet on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so the great thing about this is that I think he points it out once it gets to this time, but on top of debating his right and how, if she really needs to honor this, which she absolutely does and everyone knows.
Yeah.
It's basically a stalling tactic on her part because it's almost midnight.
Yes.
And so this gets debated up until that point. She's like, take it off. It's midnight. We got to see. And he's like, you fucking bitch.
Takes it off, and he's a monster boy.
He's the second one of the, and the lesser. If you want my personal opinion.
Sorry, I'm reading.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, and then Everyone's like, ew, gross. He looks like Sonic the Hedgehog before they redid his design.
Ooh.
And then she's like, aha. All right, now that the law of surprise is invoked, Pavetta, do you, assuming that she wouldn't want to go with this gross hedgehog monster, do you accept Pavetta, who's been shy and nervous and, no, I don't want to marry anybody the whole time, just goes, yes. And everyone's like, bitch, the fuck?
It's so great because I think
I think it's like the first thing she says.
Yeah, it's her first word, and I think it is Geralt who kind of settles the debate where he's like, listen, yes, Urkion, what you're saying is technically right. Yes, Calanthe, you're kind of being a bitch, like you're technically in the wrong, but you could still be in the right because it's up to Pavetta, and if she doesn't wanna, then
she doesn't have to.
It's all fucked.
Also, the whole time, Mousesack and Geralt are feeling. Now, they call magic in the Witcher series, they call it the Force, because it's like the life force.
Yeah.
But it's the Force.
Could have come up with a better name.
It's the Force.
In the translation.
It's the Force.
The energy.
It's the Force.
Just keep the Polish word in.
Force.
Like how they call Dandelion Jaskier in other translations. Because that's just the same.
Man, like, shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry.
But a fight breaks out because of this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And everyone's fighting, and Urkion's defending himself, and Geralt gets in the mix, and Mousesack gets in the mix, and everything kind of freaks out, and then Pavetta unleashes like this magical energy that kind of puts a stop to the whole fight.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh fuck. And Mousesack and Geralt kind of work to like make her stop it. But eventually I think it's like, doesn't it end with like Urkion and Pavetta like...
Well, you forget one of the major players of this story, Kudkadak, who makes animal noises. That's his joke.
I don't know if you're telling the truth right now.
And so there's this moment, look at the third to last paragraph. And so there's the moment where Pavetta's like out of control because her magic is like way too good. And then all of a sudden, Kudkadak, who has been making these dumb animal noises throughout the whole story, just lets out another weird one. And it confuses and stuns the fuck out of Pavetta. And that's the opening that gets Geralt to stop
It's like
her.
in Justice League where they record just the New York sirens and that somehow fucks with the aliens. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's
fucking great.
And basically you find out that like Pavetta and Urkion, who's actually named Dooney, but his actual name is, we'll get to that in the last book, have been in love the whole time.
They fucked.
He
got in there.
Go in there.
So, I mean, at that point, no one wants her anyway.
Yeah, and then it turns out that Calanthe's fucking East Tertian anyway. So she gets her alliance with Scaliga anyway. Everyone wins except for Geralt.
Geralt gets nothing.
And Geralt, they're like, well, Geralt. Pavetta's like, Geralt, thank you so much for helping us. What is it? No, and I think it's Dooney specifically.
Yeah.
He was like, Geralt, what do you desire for helping me fight in this battle and win back my love and have Calanthe see that, like, I'm in the right?
Yeah, I'll give you anything.
And Geralt's like, I want what you do not yet know that you have. And then Pavetta feels a kick in her stomach. She has a baby.
Checkmate.
And this is when Geralt reveals, I think it's earlier he reveals this, but the law of surprise is how Witchers come to be about.
Except then in other stories, they point out the other half of that. But go on. We'll get there when we get there.
That basically, like, no one wants to grow up to be a Witcher.
Yeah.
They're made out of law of surprises, where sometimes Witchers will enact this debt if somebody can't rightfully pay.
Yeah.
And then they'll come back later to collect it because he reveals that the Witchers are a dying race. Mm-hmm. And there's not many of them left. Mm-hmm. And so basically, he says with, like, really, like, with gusto, like, okay, well, that kid's gonna grow up to be a Witcher.
Yeah.
And everyone agrees, and the story's over. in the Netflix show, he's like, fuck, and waddles away with his grumpiness. But anyway, ding. But that's a question of price. This will be referenced many times, which is why we kind of skipped through it pretty fast, because this will come back so fucking
the points will be made again. I can't even remember. Do you know?
Not Kukadak though. He doesn't come back. I know he's your favorite character.
Well, yeah, but I was gonna say, doesn't he just have like one tiny little moment in the show and not, you know?
Well, the show also has a Dandelion to replace that character, basically.
Well, yeah, but I feel like, oh wait, oh man, there's a whole bunch of. Is that?
Man, we'll fucking get to it. Can you not? We can wait a minute until we get to the fucking show.
That's fine.
Like, why are you fast forwarding our fucking pain?
I had a question.
All right,
I can't remember.
Your question? I'm sorry.
No, I can't remember it.
No, it's okay.
I don't give a shit.
I need to talk to
this has so Voice of Reason 5 is probably. Is this
your favorite bit?
This is my favorite part of this dumb story narrative, because this is when Nanek is meeting with Geralt, and she's like, yeah, so there's this filthy degenerate, you know, this disgusting wanderer, this womanizing, just piece of shit, Dandelion is here, and is like, and he wants to see you, like, do you want to see him? And Geralt's just like, yeah, that's my best friend. And that's so good.
It's a beautiful moment.
It's so good because the relationship between Geralt and Dandelion in the book is so fucking good, because it is a joke that has heart to it. Mm-hmm. Because the easy thing to do, the obvious thing to do, is to have gruff loner, taciturn Geralt not like being around the flamboyant and vocal and fun-loving,
skittish and scared.
Yeah,
like he doesn't fight.
Yeah, obviously, in regular circumstances, these people would not get along, and that's what Netflix does. Point. But in the book, they just fucking get along.
They're great friends.
It's almost like opposites attract.
Like immediately, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know because I think the show does some weird thing of establishing one of these short stories as the first time they
It's this next one. Because they put Edge of the World as episode 2, and they moved Question of Price to 5.
Yeah.
And then that's why they put him in Question of Price, to establish relationship further.
Oof.
And to continue the buddingness.
Yeah, because I don't think in the first two books, and if it's not in the first two books, I doubt it's in the other ones. I don't think they say in the books when Geralt and Dandelion met. I think it's just an established thing. I could be wrong. Again, speed read.
I do indeed forget, because it has been some months now.
Yeah.
I think what it is that they've known each other.
Yeah.
Because it opens them together.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time Dandelion went on a mission with him.
Yeah.
Is the thing. They've been friends.
Yeah, I got the impression that they had been in the same town, and Dandelion was working a job while Geralt was working a different job, and they kind of met and chatted.
But the Edge of the World's the first time that they together go off and do something.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a defining moment in their relationship. It's not their meeting, but it's them really bonding together and going to do a thing.
Yeah, it's a very big cast.
So this next story is The Edge of the World, which has a lot of openings where it's him and Dandelion going to a town, Geralt and Dandelion, and the village people have their own notion of what this monster that's raiding their crops are.
Yeah.
And I think they also have a notion of what witchers are, and Geralt's like, that's wrong.
Yeah.
And Dandelion's like, boy, that's very funny. And he's like, shut up, Dandelion.
Yeah.
Sorry, I do book Geralt voice and book Dandelion voice.
That's fine.
But basically they're I think earlier they mentioned that they're near some place that looks like the edge of the unknown world.
Yeah, it's the frontier of whatever kingdom they're in, where it's and then just at the end of this field, fucking forest and fucking elven territory, and we haven't developed there. We're gonna eventually, but this is the edge of the world.
And they think there's like a devil stealing from them.
Yeah.
There's a devil in like the fields or whatever.
And it's very weird.
Or a devil.
Yeah. Yeah, because they have weird. I think they're supposed to be like kind of Scottish or Welsh kind of accents to it. But it's great because Geralt just gets more and more amused as they discuss this.
Sorry, I'm man-spreading. I touched his foot.
It's all good. So they're like describing. It's like, yeah, so he's this pain in the ass. Like, he's stealing our food. He's destroying our crops. He's like breaking into houses and shit. So Geralt's like, all right, so you want me to like kill him? He's like, well, no, because he's helpful sometimes. And Geralt's just like, what does he look like? He looks like a devil.
And then this old lady busts out this book, and he's like, that's a Sylvan.
Yeah.
And they're like, whatever.
Yeah, that's what we said.
Obviously.
Can you get rid of him?
And at some point, the villagers tried to appease to the Sylvan by giving him a bunch of iron balls.
Yeah, so because I forget what it was, because they have their book of monsters.
The book suggested it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, if you feed him something, and then
he'll get so heavy he'll like not get up or some shit.
Yeah, well, you feed him food, and then you mix in metal balls, and he'll eat the metal balls and break his teeth, and then you can take him out or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So they tried that. So when Geralt, and they don't tell Geralt and Dandelion that they have done this. So they just go out and they're like, oh, it's this fucking little goat bitch. Like, this is gonna be fine. And then he just starts pelting the shit out of them with dozens of iron balls.
And then they run away.
Yeah, they're just like, fuck this. This sucks.
They talk to town a bit and they go back and then they're really in for it. And they get into a tussle. And then during the tussle, which like, it's not like an actual fight. It's kind of like just like dudes kind of like just like roughhousing.
It's very much like not malevolent, like bar fight.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah.
Which out of context the show kind of does, but because of the framing, it's.
But in the book they have it where like they go to the Sylvan, they talk to it, and he says, fuck off.
Yeah.
And then they leave and they're like, all right, what does this say? And they go back and go, all right, listen. And he's like, ah.
Yeah.
And then they get into a bit of a scuffle. So there's like a build up to it where the show is just like immediate scuffle.
Yeah. It just blows its load immediately.
But then, elves show up. And they foresee this as like an actual fight.
Yeah.
And so they like capture Dandelion and the Witcher. And they bind him up, and it's Cheruviel who...
Oh yeah, this prick.
Who captures them.
Yeah.
I want you to take Cheruviel, put them in the back of your head.
Oh, good.
Because she comes back.
Oh, good.
Like, a lot.
Yeah. It's...
Like...
Oh...
Never in a big role, though. It's always like, if there's a band of elves somewhere, Cheruviel's there, and she says, like, one line. Like in every other book. It's really weird. But, yeah, they show up, and then they capture him, they tie him up, and then there's some back and forth between Geralt and Dandelion and the elves, and they sass each other a bit. They break Dandelion's loot, and he cries like a little bitch, because that's who he is.
Yeah.
And then, eventually, Philivandros shows up.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. He's the super prick.
He's the super prick, yes. Yeah. And he's like, basically, he wants to kill them.
Yeah.
Because he's found out about their plans.
Yeah, because so they find out that. Yeah,
do you want to get into it?
I forget his name. The Sylvan, whatever the fuck.
Torque or Torque.
Torque, yeah.
Torque.
Torque.
The Sylvan. Kid is. Boof.
So they're basically like, oh, you've found out our master plan, and there's like, no, we found this piece of shit Sylvan, and they're like, no, he was stealing all of this grain for us, and we were learning human methods of cultivating land because you guys are fucking us, and they're just like, I didn't know this until you came here, and it's like, well, you know now, you have to die. And Geralt, and again, this is one of the things that, like, a great showing of their relationship in the book. Dandelion's fucking pissing himself and just terrified, and they break his lute and he's like crying, and Geralt this whole time is just like, just let him go, just don't fucking kill him, it's fine. And
yeah, I know, he's very protective of Dandelion.
Yeah, but then Dandelion fucks it, because they're just like, listen, like, if you kill him, then I'm gonna come after you. That's gonna suck. Like, if you kill me, nothing's gonna happen. Dan's like, no, fuck you! I'll avenge you! I'll beat the shit out of you! And he's like, fuck.
Yeah, it's a Dandelion. He's like, no, I will not take this lying down. Fuck him!
Yeah, and he's like, you just, no.
But then, the Queen of the Fields shows up.
Yeah.
And she's like...
And it turns out she's the chick who was giving the village people advice by pretending to listen to the old woman who doesn't actually...
Because she was the old woman.
Yeah.
I think is the twist.
Yeah, well, it's some weird... So basically, the old woman, the keeper of the book, can't actually read the book, but they have it memorized. So they see the picture and then they can say what's on the page next to it. But they always have this younger attendant who... like talks to them and then they say what's going on. So this Queen of the Forest was pretending to be the young chick issuing orders through the old woman.
That's what it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Because she never said a word.
Yeah, she never said a word to anyone except to the old woman. She like whisper in her ear.
And then with Philivandrel, she speaks like telepathically.
Yeah. And so they find out like she's the one that was ordering them not to kill Torque. And that's why the whole thing is fucky. And they have this pretty great... This is, like... Again, we've said, or I've said at least, that the whole man is the worst monster in this world is done over and over again. This is probably my favorite, like, get over yourself kind of message to it. Because you have Philivandrel, who's being like, you humans are destroying everything. There can be no peace. You're gonna fuck us all. And Geralt's just like... Yeah, and they're gonna fucking win. So maybe you should like not be a bitch and oppose them. Maybe you should, try to carve away the peace. That's basically what he says. Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking great. And then and like there's no real resolution, but it's pretty clear that Geralt won that argument handily.
Yeah, basically. And, yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. So that's the edge of the world.
Yeah, how does it get resolved? Does she just come up and say...
She's just like, stop it.
Stop the bullshit?
Yeah, let him go.
Yeah.
They're not going to say anything. And then, like, Torque is just kind of generally welcomed in the town, I guess, because he stops being a little shit or something like that. It's weird. And she gives Dandelion a new, better lute. So
yeah.
So happy ending.
Good for Dandelion.
Everything's coming up Dandelion.
Like one of the best characters.
I will say, because I talked about how I really didn't like the mermaid short story in book 2, because I was like,
I'll get there.
It's awful. But I will say, because that's like the second Dandelion accompanying Geralt on a quest, and he's great throughout that whole bit. But we'll get to that right now.
Voice Reason 6 basically sets up Yennefer, who's been like, I think, trying to find Geralt.
Yeah.
And also been looking for... trying to finance her search for a cure, which is left very vague.
Right.
Which you find out about in the next story is why she's looking for a cure. But Geralt like wants to leave, but Nenneke asks him to stay and let's do the trance on you, and he's like, nah.
No.
But then she kind of stalls him by asking him, well, what happened between you and Yennefer? And then we get the last wish. The short story, not the book. Now, this is Yennefer's first story.
Yeah.
And I think you kind of get this interesting trend where if you look at overall, you have The Witcher, Grain of Truth, Lesser Evil. 3 unrelated short stories riffing off of classical fantasy tropes.
Yeah.
And then you get Question of Price, Edge of the World, Last Wish, which set up Ciri, Dandelion, Yennefer.
Yeah.
So I think the reason why Question of Price is so... And by the way, Pavetta's daughter in Question of Price becomes Ciri. Spoilers. So I think that's the story where... The reason why it's so important is because that's when he really starts thinking about, like... this could be an overarching thing.
Yeah.
So we get the introductory story, or the setup to Geralt's daughter, surrogate, then you get his best friend, then you get his, like, love of his life.
Yeah.
Back to back to back. It's really interesting. But The Last Wish is a really cool story. All dealing with the genie. The djinn.
Or djinn.
The djinn. It's the djinn. And it's this cool thing where, like, Dandelion and Geralt, if they're partying again, they're chilling.
Yeah.
And they're by this lake and they're trying to fish because they're like, I'm fucking hungry. And they're just being bros, fishing, doing their thing. And they get it, and Dandelion finds a lamp. And he's like, ooh, pretty. And then unleashes a genie, the djinn.
The djinn.
And Geralt's like, what the fuck are you doing again? And then Dandelion starts running off at the mouth, asking for all these things.
Yeah.
And then, I think Geralt shuts him up.
Yeah, because the whole time, Geralt is like, listen, genies are not what you think. They are very angry. They're very pissed. They will fuck you as quickly as they can to keep you from making those wishes because they don't like being in the bottle.
Yeah.
Dandelion's just like, I want you to, like, kill this rival bard of mine. I want this chick to fall in love with me. And then the genie attacks him. And then...
And it gets stuck in his throat.
Yeah. And
because...
Geralt's, like, trying to blast it away. But then he comes up with a magic line that he heard in an exorcism that he was around for. And that makes it go away. But Dandelion's fucked.
Yeah. So they're close to the city of Rind. And they're told that no one could pass through the gates between dusk and dawn. And Geralt's like, my friend's throat's fucked.
Yeah.
And they're like, you must wait outside. I'm sorry. But inside there is indeed a witch who can help you. And they go outside and they meet up with a couple guys. One of the, I forget which one it is. Sheridan, yeah. Who's a big bro, and I wish he came back in other books.
Yeah.
He's pretty cool.
He is pretty cool.
They even keep him around for the show. He's so cool.
Well, of course not. What was a shit about him? They're just able to go straight to Yennefer because, we gotta get to the action.
I didn't say the ass. To the ass shins.
It's alright.
But basically, they're chilling outside, and we find out that through Sheridan that Yennefer of Vengerberg is inside the city, held up with like a merchant ambassador.
Yeah.
And then when they get in there, they go to his house, and he finds Yennefer inside, just kind of just woken up because they got there right when dusk broke because that's when they're allowed in. And she's like all groggy, and she's like just chilling. She's like, I need apple juice.
Give me juice.
And Geralt's like, okay.
Yeah, all right, fine.
And then comes back and brings her apple juice, and then what happens after that?
So first he tries to bribe his way in, but then he just beats the guard with the sack of money, which is hilarious. And then he finds the merchant like drunkenly getting the apple juice for her, but then he passes out, so he brings the apple juice to her. And then after she has her apple juice, Yennefer realizes, wait a minute, you're not the guy I'm shacking up with. What the fuck? I don't wake up this early. What do you want? He's like, listen, my friend is... Yeah. I need to get a bath first. And he's like, my friend is... Listen, I'm up. You woke me up. I wasn't gonna get up.
I need a bath.
So I will listen to you.
After.
But I'm gonna have a bath. And also, you're gonna have a bath first because you fucking stink. He's like... Fuck. Alright. So
they're taking a bath, and Geralt... And then Yennefer is like invisible.
Yeah, so I think in the show, they bathe at the same time.
Yes.
But, because it's Game of Thrones.
So tits...
But
was in the books.
In the books, Geralt cleans himself, and then Yen goes invisible and cleans herself.
And then he's like looking at her like through like the soaps that are like going around the. So it's like, it's sexier, It's like, It's leaves up to the imagination, like what's happening.
Yeah, just getting the outline.
She's getting like the ooh, and then he thinks to himself like, wow, she's beautiful. But like, I know how sorcerers are. They're not actually beautiful.
Yeah.
They likely start off to be like ugly or deformed, which is why they're given away to become sorcerers.
Yeah.
and then he guesses that like she was a hunchback.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. There's not a fucking whole episodes long arc about it. He just says he guesses she's a hunchback.
Mm-hmm. We
don't need to spend like 5 episodes talking about it.
I mean, to be fair, it is like him finding out, or him drawing the conclusion that she's a hunchback does take a little bit of time, because he like notices, her like right shoulder is slightly higher than the other. Like he notices the flaws in her, because
I think what he's doing is she's so beautiful. Mm-hmm. That he's trying to find the imperfections to make her less beautiful. Yeah. But then just finding those imperfections more endearing.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think it's in spoilers, when in the end when they're fighting the Djinn and he like sees how desperate and like power crazy she is, that he like looks and he realizes, oh, she was a hunchback. And that was like how she got to here. So I understand the urge to make that a bigger story point. I don't think it's a story point that lends itself to half the fucking first season of going from A to B.
But here we are.
It was an idea.
It was an idea.
It was a ding, though, that you used that idea.
But afterwards, basically, once she's all dressed up, they go to the inn that Dandelion and Sheridan are sitting at. Mm. And while Yennefer's checking out with Dandelion, Sheridan's like, hey, I know Yennefer is beautiful. Because she is.
Yeah.
Don't fucking trust that.
Yeah. If she's helping you, she's gonna get something out of it. And Geralt's like, I'll pay her. It's fine. He's like, no. Like, she'll do the job, but like you are going to do something in return. And he's like, it's fine. It's my best friend. No. You know what? You'll figure it out on your own. And so
he talks to her, and he's like, and she's like, yeah, I can help him, but after you pay me. And he's like, I'll pay you after you help him. Yeah. And she's like, you'll pay me, then I'll help him. And they kind of get into a fight about it. And he's like, all right, how about like, they just try to like make up like deals on how to make it work.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Geralt is paralyzed. Mm-hmm. And then next thing he knows, he's waking up in a jail cell with a couple of thieves, some old guy, and Sheridan. And he's like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
At which Sheridan begins to tell him that, basically. So you kind of got when we talked to Yennefer that she was at this merchant's place and the town hated Yennefer.
Yeah.
A lot of the higher-ups did. Yeah. Because of her schemes and shit. Because she's trying to get money to do a thing. Mm-hmm. And so in Geralt's possession, he goes around town punishing people who've ever insulted Yennefer. Like spanking people in public.
It's very...
like roughing them up, fucking up their places, punching people.
It's such weird, petty revenge. But that's kind of Yen.
And, yeah, it's Yennefer. And then and then now we're back in the jail cell and he's like, what the fuck? And some guards are beating him up and they're like, tell me, why'd you do it? Like, what do you want? And he's like, I want you to burst. And he fucking blows up.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no. Then they're brought to the mayor and they're on trial for all these things. And then suddenly in the middle of the trial, this big whole trial about why he did it, a portal opens up, Dandelion falls through, and then he says that his voice is fully restored and that he wishes that everyone here present Geralt as innocent. And that's Dandelion's last wish. Mm-hmm. And it's like,
because he rattled 2 of them off.
He rattled 2 of them off. And then his third wish was he wants everyone to see Geralt as being free. Whereas the show just decides to not talk about what Dandelion's last wish is and just never goes into it because why are you thinking so hard? Ding. And then he explained to Geralt what happened and about like Yennefer basically wants to use the Djinn once it's free of Dandelion's possession.
Yeah.
To use it for reasons.
Yeah, because it turns out when you capture a djinn and use up all its wishes, then if you're a strong enough sorcerer...
In that moment before it goes back into the bottle.
Yeah. You can basically harness it and have it do your wishes. And, like, they say that the most legendary figure to own a genie, possibly multiple genies, was able to, like, move mountains and all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah.
So there's this priest guy. He was, like, the last person that Geralt was gonna go fuck up, and that's when the guards came, and Sharaden tried to help him, because, you know, he's a bro. Yeah. And that's why they both went to jail. But this priest is like... oh shit, the fucking djinn's here. It's fucking up the place where Yennefer is, the tavern or whatever. So Geralt goes, hey, that portal just brought Dandelion here. It goes there. I need to get back through it. And the priest is like, fine, I'll do it, whatever. And this is where you find out it's a weird thing. It's a funny little joke that Geralt's exorcism of the djinn was actually just like
a curse.
It was just literally telling the djinn to go fuck itself,
which is so beautiful.
It's so funny
that, like, someone taught him this, like, oh, this is a sacred text, and basically it's like, hey, go fuck off, you big bitch.
Yeah. But he's able to stabilize the portal enough for Geralt to go back, and he's right in the whirlwind of the djinn, pissed off at Yennefer, who's trying to control it and failing horrendously. It's destroying everything. And they have this weird back and like where they start teleporting all over because Yen's trying to get Geralt to go away.
Yeah, so basically Geralt shows up and Yennefer's having a hard ass time with the djinn. And she's like, what the fuck? I thought I could do this.
It's still so strong.
And then, like, the building's being crushed around them, and the djinn's, like, fucking up everything. And so they're going through different portals to different places because, like, the djinn can, like, follow them through or something.
Yeah.
And then at one point they fall into, like, this party, and a butler walks up and goes, reservations, please. Yeah. And then they, like, disappear and is like, people.
Plebeians.
Yeah, plebeians. Like, this is, like, some party where you teleport to, and he was like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good. But then eventually they go back to the inn, and then I think, and then Geralt in the whole... Yennefer figures out that Geralt has the last wish.
Yeah, because he was holding the lid with the seal.
What it was is that Dandelion rattled off one wish.
Yeah.
And they were both holding the gin bottle. So they were sharing wishes.
Oh, see, I thought what it was.
I'm wrong.
I thought, so the
he was holding the lid. Yeah, you're right, sorry.
The implication to me is that Geralt's first wish... He actually had the djinn go fuck himself.
Yeah.
Because that was the first thing, because that's what made him disappear.
Yeah.
So the djinn happened off screen.
So he wished for the djinn to go fuck himself.
He wished for the guard to burst.
And then his last wish, we don't know. But he says in the commotion his last wish, and the genie goes away. Yennefer can't capture it, and then they fuck. And then they go... Well, you don't know they fuck yet, actually. The djinn goes away, and then the inn collapses. Yeah. And then Dandelion goes to the ruins and goes, no, my best friend's dead! This is awful! And he's like, oh, God! And then he goes over to Sharaden and goes, what do you see? And he's, like, looking through the window. And Dandelion comes up, and it's like the scene from The Fifth Element where, like, Lilu and Corbin Dallas are fucking, and the president wants to see, and they're like, they're busy. It's just that scene.
Also, I love, I think the tavern belongs to Sharaden's cousin Erdal. I think it's that character, because the moment where the djinn is destroying everything, everyone's freaking out, he's just like, I got some great insurance on that place. And the priest is like, oh yeah? Well, is it insurance, do you have insurance against magic? And he's like, fuck yeah, I do. And the priest is like, outstanding.
Wow, good on you.
That was a good investment.
Which starts like this mini joke of like money.
Yeah.
And just I think The Last Wish is a really good story.
Yeah.
Because Geralt gets like used by somebody and
yeah.
And also, so the cool thing about this is like not only is it like Yennefer's introduction, and the idea of the cure is that Yennefer at some point during the magical process lost the ability to conceive.
Yeah.
To have children. And I won't say what the show does. I'll keep it for the discussion. But she wants, and there's talks of a procedure to which to get the ability to conceive back.
Yeah.
Which is important when we're talking about the show.
The parts atrophy.
There's a way to potentially, with enough money, fix them because Yennefer wants to have kids. Mm-hmm. So she was going to harness the djinn to basically get it so she can use, because she knows that djinns are fucky.
Yeah.
So she's not going to get the djinn, rub the bottle, and say, I wish to have kids again.
Yeah.
She's going to harness the power and do it herself because she's smart.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Geralt had the wish. And so you don't know ever what the last wish really is. We can all conjecture and guess what it is, but they don't really mention it.
Didn't you say... Okay.
Yeah, until I know that there's a plot in the third game, a side quest called The Last Wish, where you find out what Geralt's wish was, and exploring, and him and Yennefer kind of explore what that means for the relationship. Because Yennefer didn't hear what the wish was.
Yeah.
And I think in the show they do say what the last wish is. They mention it in like the dragon story, like he tells Yennefer.
Okay.
And then I'm like, why'd you reveal it now?
Well, because I got the idea that... Because I think I know what the third game says it is. But to me, it is kind of implied because before...
It's very implied.
But before they start fucking, Yennefer is just like, oh, that was a dangerous wish to make. And it's like, lovely. But yeah. So and then Voice of Reason 7
is a great duel. We get this awesome dwarf named Dennis.
Oh boy, yeah.
Who's like the best character to show up for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
He's such a baller. I love this man so hard.
Because you have these two dickhead Knights of the Order of the White Rose.
He shows up in the last book. I'm so happy now.
Oh, good.
Oh, hell yeah.
But you have the older, grizzled Knight of the White Rose.
I forgot for a second.
I forget his name. And then you have the inexperienced little piece of shit that challenged Geralt to a duel. And the circumstances are so great because the way they describe it, the older guy, I can't remember his name and I don't care. But he's basically like, yeah, so Talus, whatever.
Talus, yeah.
Talus. So he's a knight. He challenged you. That means even though in normal circumstances you're not a knight, you can't do it. You can't challenge him. But he challenged you, which makes you worthy, which means you have to accept. Because if you don't accept, we're gonna execute.
We're gonna kill you
because you're unworthy. But you're unworthy. You can't hurt him, or it's an assault on a knight. So we'll hang you. It's like,
so
okay.
The dwarf is like, hey man, like here's the stupid rules.
Yeah.
Basically, like, just get stabbed like in like the shoulder and like just let him have his, or just yield right now. Let him have his moment and just you're fine. So that he can have the badge of honor of saying I Witcher yielded to him or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But the rules are that Geralt can't touch him with his sword. Mm-hmm. It's very specific.
Very specific. And
he's basically dodging and weaving the whole time. And he does a block that makes it so that Talus's own sword hits him in the face. Because this is a young fucking punk kid who doesn't know how to properly fight, especially fight a fucking Witcher.
Yeah.
And you never expected a natural fight to begin with anyway. Mm-hmm. And so the boy's injured. Everyone's like, oh, we have to kill him. And the dwarf goes, no. Geralt didn't injure him. Yeah. Geralt blocked and the boy hit himself. Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, whatever, fine, fuck off. I don't want to deal with it. It's great. It's such like a dick move.
Yeah.
But he stops by Neneka's place before he leaves. Him and Dandelion. He restocks on stuff. The girl touches his hand. She has a spasm of the future to imply there's more stuff to happen. It's greater and bigger. Oh. And she's like, one last time, let me do a trance in you. And he's like, no, I don't want to know the future. And then the book ends. That was The Witcher, The Last Wish. How long have we been going?
2:15.
2 hours. Thank you all so much for being here. So let's wrap up our thoughts about The Last Wish. Overall, an interesting start to a series. Mm-hmm. You have this clear metatextual idea of going back and trying to fix your short stories to make them line up with what you have planned for the obvious future. Yeah. There's a lot of cool deconstructions of fairy tale characters on what is a monster and what is a person, what's the difference, what's the boundaries. Some cool takes on Geralt's character of, you know, do you pick the lesser evil? Do you believe in fairy tales, or is there a grain of truth in them? Like, things talking about the colonization of indigenous people, elves. Yeah. Talks about like love and does he feel love, and because early on in the Witcher books they talk about how Witchers don't feel. Yeah. Which is not true.
It's very clearly not true. It's like, but they circle back to it often.
It's not true from like the get-go, and thank God they drop it eventually.
Oh, thank Christ.
And they just accept that they have feelings and you can make a character. Yeah. Overall, it's a good start. Mm-hmm. It's not a great start. Yeah. It's not a fantastic start.
No.
But it's not a bad start.
No,
it's like this is a foundation, because the thing that's really important about The Last Wish, about this book, and its relationship to the Witcher series in general, why it should have been adapted more faithfully, or at least embellished upon, not shrunken down for the show, is that this really sets up who Geralt is as a character. You have the Witcher short story, which shows you how he deals with the situation, and how he handles things, and what his morality is between a person and a monster, and what he wants to do when challenged with those viewpoints. Then you have a story like A Grain of Truth, where it talks about his optimism and his friendliness and his like wanting to believe in some things and not believe in other things, and, you know, hearing out monsters. You have, you know, Lesser Evil, which is all about his morality and neutrality, and which is really important in Time of Contempt, and a lot of stuff where, especially when the politics really hit, and Geralt really has to choose what his side is. Yeah. It sets up that, and you have Question of Price setting up the main plot of the whole story and about destiny, and destiny is so important. Edge of the World sets up the elves and Dandelion, and this is a great foundation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unfortunately, as we go along, the house that is built upon it is not quite the same as the foundation, which is kind of a goddamn shame.
Yeah, honestly, I
forgot I had hair gel. I had to go run my hand through my head, and I was stuck with the wall.
Yeah. Honestly, because I haven't read the later books, I don't love this format, but I like the ideas that they like. I do like the deconstructing fairy tales. I do like.
I wish it happened more.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I know it goes away, and I can already feel it with how little I am into book 3, and I'm kind of like, ooh, I might not like this as much as the first two. I don't love the first two.
Yeah. And we're setting up cool characters. Like, I love Geralt and Yennefer and Dandelion and Ciri when she shows up eventually. I love Ciri's my favorite fucking character.
She's so adorable.
But yeah, this was The Last Wish. It's a good first start. We will, of course, talk about book 2 at some point. Mm-hmm. Not today, because...
Not today.
We plan on recording episodes for 1 and 2.
I thought we would be done with both long before now.
Yeah, me too. We had a lot to say.
We had a lot to say. More than I expected.
Well, it's because there's something about these books that like really entice me to want to read them and know about them and be a part of it. But I also detest it. Yeah. But I also love it. Yeah. It's this weird relationship.
Masochism.
It's masochism. Hopefully you all enjoyed our rambling. Hopefully you didn't watch the whole thing. Hopefully you got up and listened for a bit and made a sandwich or walked around or...
There's not going to be a whole lot of visuals to keep it interesting.
I mean, you know that now, but you didn't then. Yeah. Sorry.
So don't you feel foolish.
We'll come back and we'll talk about the show. We'll go episode by episode, hopefully shorter videos. We'll do book 2, probably the same length as this one.
Probably.
I have a feeling. I got a feeling, man. Remember how our Wheel of Time discussion was like an hour longer than this one, and that was a book that was like quadruple the length of that one?
Yeah. I do.
That video isn't out yet, but that's because it has multiple camera angles, which is why this has one camera angle.
Exactly.
Because
scaling back.
Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. So.
Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you.
I was Sal.
I was Nathan.
And, yeah.
Toss a coin.
Toss a coin to your Witcher. O Valley of Plenty. Oh, whoa, whoa. Toss a coin to your Witcher. Oh, Valley of Plenty.